Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and welcome back to the random opening series. Wow, maybe I need an account. Okay, I think we need an account. Oh, but he approached my... I need to do Tengen. I think Unorthodox is probably the account that I have the most fun with. There's just so many... It's just so different, you know? Let's do it. Tengen, here we go. Uh-oh, do I take another corner? I think I'll probably be a lot more serious when this actually gets up to 5 then. It's going to be a lot more work, for sure. Well, I haven't failed to find like opponents that blitz against me still, so I still see a lot of that. Just playing super fast. He might just get himself captured. He does have a lot of potential for eye outside though, so I'm not going to go for the killing move. Well, at least I have a 3/3 star point Tengen on the upper side now, so that's good. So let's see how my opponent deals with that. This unorthodox opening is very fun. I highly encourage you guys to try it out when you have the time. This is probably the funnest account out of all. Maybe not as useful in terms of like educational purposes. Like if you want to actually use this, probably not the best opening. Although Gosegan, he lost with this, he almost won. And his opponent actually had a lot of his students to help him discuss the game. So, yeah, Gosegan's such a legend. If he plays a tiger's mouth here, I probably need to enclose this. If I let white get into the middle, it's going to make my groups too weak. But if he descends, right now it's not as urgent. So I'm just going to expand the upper left now. Also keep in mind that I have a lot of forcing moves in the center. Like all these are sentivities when I play here. White's not alive. White can't Hane and descend here because I can Atari on the outside. This is a pretty basic life and death problem here. This is 5/5. This is quite rare, I think. I've definitely haven't seen this a lot. Oh, now it's reverting back to... Wow, this white is terrible shape here. This is reverting back to like when white plays a 3/4 and then approaching a 9th move. This move is interesting. I'm not going to comment about that. I'm relatively steady in this game. I haven't really gotten huge moils, which is a little different compared to previously, the games I've had on this account. Okay, now I'm making terrible shape here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I want to block on the upper right now, but he's got me entangled in this fight. I can't really Tanuki anytime soon. This is the type of place where I think I want to protect the center. I want the center to have less Aji. So that is a bad move because he should actually extend here. I think that would be a better Sente. So he will have better connection. I can't extend there because then the Aji in the middle would be too bad. It doesn't actually matter if he gets this Tari, but obviously he can't get this Atari and Sente anymore. If he Hane's back, if he blocks, then I can cut on the inside. Definitely not Sente anymore. I'm just making terrible shape in this game. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm trying to do anymore. What is that? That's so gross. He didn't capture this. I think his 3 stones just got captured. The capture here is too small. Yeah. White doesn't have that much territory. He has the upper right and just tiny bits here and there. I also have a corner here and a lot of potential in the middle. So even if nothing happens here, Black should be doing okay. But that was also almost too fast of a game to like properly comment. I really did poorly in this fight here. So don't play like me here. Black has terrible shape. I didn't think too much about this. What I should have done, now that I think about it, is I should attach on the upper side. So if he Hanes, I can push. That would have been much better. You know, in the game, I just let out White into the center, which is a huge mistake. Not only does White's break through, but these 3 stones have become much weaker. So if I hadn't had that lead in the beginning, it would have been much worse. So White probably didn't do too well here, having 2 groups and not really gaining much. I think Black could take the corner. All right. Unfortunately, that was it for the unorthodox. Hopefully we will draw that again. Let's see what we have for the next 8. The very last one. I think this window's a bit too big. There you go. Number 8 is the opening that we have, which is double 4-6. All right. The 4-6 point is probably one of the openings that I'm more worried about. Did he just take the side? That's weird. That I've seen that before, but not very frequently. But he's a 3 done, so he must. Uh-oh. Why am I not allowed to click? Sorry about that. I think Fox was lagging because I clicked his info and just wouldn't pop up. What? This is such a strange player. If I connect, I'm afraid he's going to go in the center, and that would be better. That would be pretty bad shape. So I wanted to play a more center-oriented move, and I'll just let white take that. Later on, when I descend, the Aji in the corner is very. It will be very big. But first, I think I want to attack this group. I probably don't want him to attach under, so I'm going to do it first. It'll take away some eye space, and it'll also solidify my corner. That I didn't expect, the honey on the inside. So my opponent obviously really enjoys fighting, and he's probably just playing like these moves just to catch people off guard. I know some people who do that, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's like actually a pretty good player, but he just likes to play from behind, which is actually kind of what we're doing here. When these accounts get higher level, I'm going to be playing from behind pretty much every game. The good thing about this is that we will actually never be suspected of using an AI, which is good. Because what kind of AI would actually play like double 4-6? Probably not that many. At least the good ones wouldn't. Can you start the ko? I shouldn't be too afraid of that because I'm leaving an Atari here. My main value is on top, so I can just get like 2 moves somewhere else. Invasion's probably not a ko threat, but I'll just like it attach or something to his start point. If he Tanukis, I'll just capture, and the next move is also worth a lot. Yeah, I was right. He's actually a pretty strong player. He's just like playing with me a little bit. He's not like super strong, but he's definitely stronger than an average 3 done. That's my feeling anyway. Like starting the ko. Oh, he didn't Atari on top though, which he should have done. So maybe he's not like super strong. Because when white Atari's on top, it still finishes the ko. If black captures, white can Atari from the outside. It's a very powerful way to finish the ko. Wow. Yeah, he definitely knows his stuff. Making very good shape. So I would predict that he's probably a 5 done or somewhere around there. This is not very good though. Like he's got a little bit of benefit, but it made black super strong. So probably not the best exchange. I can still extend this out if I wanted to. This feels pretty big. Again, I'm trying to do something in the corner. Yeah, and probably the next biggest thing is extending to the bottom side. This really doesn't feel that big. Maybe I'll just cap it. Like even if this lives, white's not going to gain anything. That's how I feel about this move. White's shape is pretty bad still. And that was my main goal of doing this cap. Taking some value towards the center and the side. And yeah, if I attack from this way, even though it separates white, but I think because it lets white jump into the center, and okay, maybe it's the main point is about this stone. If you regard this stone as a dead stone, which I might have by accident, then this would be a good direction. But if you want to naturally capture this stone, then you probably shouldn't have done what I did here. Well, it looks like he's just going to let me live. Okay, now I think I should read this out a little bit more. Can I just extend? I have a strong feeling that I can. Because if he Atari's out, I still have to, there's still a lot to deal with. But if I just extend and I win the Liberty Race, then I won't have to worry about any of that. So he can't, I was just going to say, he can't extend back because when I cut, white doesn't have enough liberties. So it was mostly a question of whether white can extend on the outside and win the capture race against black, which actually now it seems like white probably can. It's not as simple though. If white plays on the outside here, it's going to be a ko because black might be able to live. White can descend. Okay, I'm thinking too much about what's not actually happening on the board. Maybe I should just focus on the board. I'm not too worried about liberties. Because when he descends, and I descend, he has like no liberties. And also, I can actually descend here and just live. So yeah, he pretty much just died and he jumped. So this is also pretty simple to Tsuji. Okay, that was fast. I was just gonna say, like he like I can notice that he has pretty good fighting skills, and he knows some good shapes, but maybe his rating is not as strong as I thought. All right, let's do the next opening. 3-5 among the favorites. Here we go. Probably the trickiest one. And the trick move that I've spent the most time with when I was learning Go. Probably one of my favorites. Yeah, okay. He's avoiding the complicated Taisha. The Taisha is probably one of the most trickiest, if not the most tricky. It's just so, yeah, there's just so many variations. And even now, I can't even say that I know all the Taisha variations. Now and then, I keep encountering new ones. So that is very interesting. He's a very fighting style person. And he also plays super fast. I don't know what's up. Like, am I on Fox at the wrong time? And these like splits players are just like online. Because the past probably like 4 or 5 opponents that I've had are all just like blitzing with me. And I feel pressure to blitz back. So at least I'm alive now, and I also get Sente here. So, got Sente to get the double approach. Pretty satisfied with this result. If white goes first in here, it's actually a Seki. Wow, I can't do anything here. I'm gonna have to just connect back my stones. That is interesting. He's got me there. I don't know if it's by chance or not. This is actually quite interesting. But it's even though, like I say, white got something, but like, what did he get? He just ran out of group here. Nothing too interesting. So it's really not clear what white is gaining here with these moves. Yeah, as long as I can escape all of the outside stuff. Well, yeah, if he does connect here, I need to push here. If he connects there, the shape is going to be too good. This is just getting, it's getting crazy, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know what's up with these games. Is it me or like? Okay, let me know in the comments. Like, if you're a 3-down player, is your average game like this? If it is, then okay, then I guess it's not my fault. But if I'm the only one, then there might be a problem. Always testing my reading skills. Yeah, but I escaped, and now white is dead. You know, I disconnect. After I get this Atari, oh my god, I don't think he wants to play anymore. Okay, okay. Okay, that was extremely fast. Extremely fast. Well, that's the end of that game. In the middle, there was still there were quite a lot of places where it is looking dangerous for black. So it's not as easy as it might have seemed by looking at this game. There's a lot of things that could have went wrong. Maybe I can go back and look at some of those places. It is quite interesting. Yeah, so in the middle, it does look quite dangerous, especially when white played this move. If you don't escape correctly, for example, if you jump out, then after white wedges, it's that classic Tsuji again. After Atari, white can Atari, and then actually the ladder now works, but white can also net. So that's like the classic Tsuji, which means black actually needed to jump out and use the liberties here. And you can't really do that either because that's also going to be a similar shape. So black needed to jump out. So that was actually quite a dangerous plan. Here, white should actually connect. This move is so big. I didn't want to push first because that is a self-liberty reduction, and I'm a little worried about the group later on, but I think this move would have been good. If white just connected, white might have been able to keep attacking the right side or something to fight. But still, black took 3 moves on the bottom left, and also this white group is a little weak as well. Yeah. If I was white, I probably would have done this still. Alright, what a crazy game though again. Alright, what do we have next? Oh, we're getting all the unorthodox one. Okay, the high eye. I kind of want to just do a 3-3 invasion nowadays. When you don't know what to do, you can always invade 3-3 and not lose any percentages. Okay. The Hane and Hane. This is actually not as common, I believe. So now white needs to Hane and extend, I think. Okay, well, this is probably not going to be good for white. I can just live, and the outside, even if he attaches and lets me capture, the outside is so weak. But if he doesn't, how many does he have to crawl? Probably 5. Yeah, because when he connects on the outside, he can descend instantly. Ooh, a Tsuji here. He doesn't have the ladder though, so I don't know what he's going for. The ladder meaning if he pushes and cut, then when he blocks, I can push out. Since he can't ladder the middle 4 stones, that wouldn't work for white. Yeah, but I can just Hane here. And there's actually a huge difference between white connecting immediately here or connecting on the first line. When white connects on the first line, white has no eye space. And this is just going to be a weak group. When he extends out, I'll just jump. So yeah, I don't think there's any reason why this can be good for white. Both groups are weaker than black, and also white has 2 groups rather than 1. So in all aspects, this is pretty much bad for white. Yeah, of course he can live, but he's sacrificed all of the outside. I wanted to protect this cut, so I'm going to do it in a different way. I'm going to pincer first and then protect it. And later on, actually I'm going to jump here right away. Don't actually want to push there. I'll just Tanuki. If he connects, I'll protect the cut anyway. He doesn't have a chance to cut, insert the code since you have no code threats. If he connects, I'll just protect my shape. And I think I'll be relatively happy with that. I wonder what he's thinking about. Oh, that does surprise me. How can he have any code threats? He doesn't have any. Yeah, I don't know why he started the code here. It doesn't really seem too logical at this stage. Yeah, and if black well, this really doesn't make sense then. Now, this is a pretty aggressive move. I want to enclose white and make him live. And if he does this, the only option I have is to fight. So yeah, I realized that, you know, sometimes I do play pretty aggressive moves, but it's usually that I have some other way to defend it back if I need to. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if I made any sense at all there. He pulled back. He didn't cut. Thought he was going to cut. I don't think white realized that he has no liberties. He's gonna get thrown in here. That was a bad move. But anyway, well, it doesn't really affect things because after all of this, white is dead. So that pullback was a huge mistake. White should have cut. I was going to Otari and capture and then just push and cut in Sente and then be done with everything here. Yeah, there is a wedge and cut if blocked ignores, and that is a huge thing. But I don't think he even saw this. This is diagram. Even if there isn't this, it's a very clear I kills no I. Block doesn't even have to respond. White connects, block takes away the I. White connects, block reduces. So there's absolutely nothing white can do in the corner anyway. Yeah, pretty smooth game here. This 3-3 invasion result is very interesting, I think. It's not one that you would typically expect. Yeah, if you don't know fully what to do in a variation, you should just stick with the classics, I think. Yeah, as you learn more about the different variations, then you can start playing the more complicated ones, but without knowing fully what they mean, I wouldn't actually go into this kind of stuff. The Tsuji is nice though. White's attachment Tsuji, which it's a very common Tsuji used to avoid crawling on the second line. Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do. With no liberties, you can't do anything. I didn't need that move, but it's again myself trying to convince my opponent. Okay, nice. I think this is actually worth talking about though. The variation here. So my jump here was not good actually. I didn't realize that after connecting, White can actually push into Nuki. So my move was actually Gote move. Yeah, but still, there's a lot of Sente moves in the local area now. So even though Black can't play here, Black can still just extend to the right. It's hard for White to invade the corner now because of all those Sente moves. So probably it's still good for Black. I think the main issue for White is early on. If you don't really know what to do here, again, I think you should just not play this. I think locally White should pawn extend for the shape. It's kind of like one of the older Joseki for the 3-4 low approach. So now Black needs to worry about this cut, but it's hard for Black to protect everything in one. If Black plays here, then White can still extend. Well, if Black plays here now, White might actually just go in the middle, but this is still also very big. And if Black keeps pushing, then later on, Black will still have this problem. So I think that's how it goes, but this is still relatively rare. I don't think this is played that much, at least. Yeah, anyway. I think normally I would just stick with like extending or knight's move. All right, so we've had all unorthodox openings this time, like the not more rare ones. Oh, perfect! We haven't had 6 God in a while, and it's finally time to go back on 6 God, just like our casual games. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next week.